Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz on March 11, 2015, 10:36 p.m. Birmingham. Topic: did you know that Nephilim lived in the United States? Throughout the United States. And did you know that there were hundreds of skeletons dug up from as far back as man was able to first take a photograph, and they had pictures of them? Did you know that museums throughout the United States used to have these giants on display? Not all of them, but a lot of them. And did you know that there came a time when the Smithsonian swept around the country and took away most of these skeletons? Some, for a while, was actually in the Smithsonian. Then one day they went down. And theory is they didn't want to prove the Darwin theory to be wrong. They believe apparently in evolution, where we believe in creation by an almighty God. But let's go back to the giants, to the Nephilim. And all of them, don't get me wrong, all of them were not giants. And I'll tell you why. The Native American Indians that lived here were in the millions 4,000 years ago. They were in the millions before Europeans ever came here. And there were hundreds of tribes. They were Cherokee. I'm Cherokee. Apache, Choctaw, Crow, Hopi, the Sioux Indian, the Mohegans, the Cahaba, the Catawba, the Cheyenne, Chickasaw, Comanche, and even Manitoba Indians in Canada, and on and on and on. In Florida alone, there's probably 40 or more tribes just in Florida. And in Alabama, there were Crow starting in the north in Cherokee, and there were probably about 12 tribes in Alabama, and just on and on. Out west, they were fewer tribes, but they were a lot of tribes. This is where the Comanche, the Sioux, the Hopi, and all these Apache. But in any case, what I'm getting here is, did you know the Indians will go around and they had a greeting, which was throw the hand up and to greet people that they come by. Now, it's obvious if there's a 12-footer, they know who he is. But if there's someone their size or maybe a little taller, when they would throw the hand up to greet them, if there were 6 fingers, then they were part of them. They were a family or a brother or a sister of the 12-footers. Or, they were taller than that. Indians, Native Americans, said that these Nephilim, they didn't call them Nephilim, they called them something else, were so tall that they could run by buffalo alongside, pick them up, and eat them on the run. It's like you or me picking up a miniature Yorkie, having a miniature cookout. I don't want to be mean, but I'm just telling you in comparison. But you also know, and this has been my topic for a while, their spirits are somewhere. Those that were in America from all the way from upper Canada all the way to the very tip of Peru, there were Nephilim. They were big. In order for them to be in the mountains, the Peruvian mountains, to build the kind of structures they did. But let's go back to where their spirits are. Where are their spirits? The spirits are still wandering around. something has happened to ISIS. They are becoming non-human. Their attitudes, what they're doing, you can't take a normal child and raise them up from the age of a baby to 5 to 10 to 14, and then when he's 18 or 20 or older, now they have grown into, they're animals. They have no conscience. They're evil. They're evil, very evil. They are doing such horrible things. Their minds have been taken over. Their spirits have been pushed aside, and they carry the spirit of evil beings. That's the only answer for the reason they're acting this way. Look, they're doing things that you don't know about. And I don't mean carrying a child outside, 1 year old. One holds the baby of one arm and the other of another, and 2 or 3 walks up with guns. Look, that's easy compared to what they're doing now in parts of this world that you don't know about. That's what they did in the day that the Nephilim roamed. That's why God destroyed the world, because it was so very evil. Of course, the fallen angels had absolutely, the very second they came down, God assigned the hottest part of hell for them, and they're in it today, and they went in it then, and they'll never leave it. But until we're all cleaned up, the disembodied spirits are still here. And you would know a lot more about them if places like the Smithsonian or our government didn't hide them. They were here, and their spirits are still here. It's a matter of time before they'll enter into people so that they will become just like ISIS. This whole chain of evil terrorist groups, and I'm assuming they're all Islamic, because those even from Malaysia and Thailand, they converted to Muslim. So I'm assuming that, but they're not Arab, but they're still just like ISIS. They're uniting, and they're becoming a threat that's you can't imagine. But you know what? God said that was going to happen. He said there would be things in the end days. He said this. He said that period of time will be so bad. There's never been a time that bad, and there will never be a time that bad again. He's speaking of the days of Noah. Today is worse than it was in the days of Noah. Look that up. I'll put it in the box below the verse. It's in Revelations. There's never been a time as bad as what we're entering into, and there never will be a time this bad again when it's over. Guys, and Nephilim's been here. Right now they're the disembodied spirits, or the offspring of the fallen angels, and they're entering into people, and they're doing it right on cue, and they're doing it in alignment to bring Satan into their light. That's their God, that's their leader, and they pay all their evil to him, and it's happening. And I'm going to tell you a way that they're bringing Satan about soon. Jody Wolf, Expoz.